What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out on the eastern part of North Carolina, more specifically Wilson, North Carolina, and I came out here to check out some cool roadside oddities and attractions. Now today was kind of a whim kind of day. I did have some filming locations planned for today, but that kind of fell through. So today was just kind of spur of the moment, come out here, check out some cool things. And right now I'm at a really cool location that I have read up on and heard a lot about over the years, and I've always wanted to come out here and see it. And today I am out here. So again, I'm in Wilson, North Carolina, and I came out here to check out this really cool, amazing park called Whirligig. As you can see right here behind me on the sign, and right behind me here are all of these cool whirligigs that were built and put here in this park years ago. So if you look over here, it says the Volus Simpson Whirligig Park, and there's the address, and it's actually a parks and recreation place, which is really cool. But if you look, check out all of these cool gizmos and gadgets working in the wind, blowing in the wind. Really freaking amazing. Yeah, really amazing stuff. I'm gonna walk around, talk about some of the history of Whirligig, how it was built, who built it, and why they're called whirligigs. So, hope you all will join me today. It's gonna be pretty kind of relaxing, fun, roadside oddity / attraction day. Man, this is just blowing my mind how cool this stuff is. I mean, just look at this. Got two guys up there sawing a log, the dog looking on with its tail wagging. Man, just so freaking cool. Hope you all will join me today. It's gonna be fun. So these whirligig sculptures were actually made by a man named Volus Simpson. And he started making these when he retired. But for 7 days, every day, rain or shine, he would be making these sculptures, I guess in his backyard. And then once he passed away, all of these sculptures were moved over here to the park. Now I think there's some sculptures that he made that are elsewhere, maybe in other parts of the state, maybe other parts of the country. But a lot of his sculptures are here at the Whirligig Park. So Volus, he died at the age of 94 in May of 2013. And by the time he passed away, he was already famous. I guess he was like the town legend for creating these sculptures. He was already well known. But after his passing, he became really famous. And people will now remember him forever because of these sculptures. You got the airplane with the propellers. Man, this stuff is just so freaking cool. It's blowing my mind right now. And like I said, I've seen pictures online of this place, but unless you're here in person, you really don't understand the magnitude of these sculptures and how big and tall they are. Got out there on the bicycle. Got a windmill up there. A couple of them. So upon reading up on this place, like I mentioned, Volus was already very famous before his passing. But after his passing in 2013, when all of these social platforms like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram started taking off, that's when this place started gaining a lot of notoriety. And people from out of town, out of the country, states, everything started coming out here and checking out these cool sculptures. They wanted to witness what all the hype was about, basically. And I love how this place is like in the middle of downtown Wilson. It really just gives off that small town, very homey vibe. Not too busy here, which is kind of crazy because it's a very nice Saturday today. And you have some music going on up there. But if this place was in a bigger city, I think this place would be flooded with people. 100%, this place would be flooded with people. It's actually a really good day to be out here because it's very, very windy. So I would assume if you come out here on a non-windy day, I don't know if these sculptures would be having this much activity going on with them. And actually right up there, if you can't make it out, it says V. Simpson. Right up there at the top, V. Simpson. And actually right here, it looks like there's a speed limit sign. 35 miles per hour. Feels like this wind's blowing about 35 miles an hour today. But over here, they have some information on Whirligig Park. And it says the man behind the gigs, born in 1919 to a farming family with 12 children, young Vola Simpson helped his father supplement the family income by moving houses. Simpson retired in his 60s, using some of the same rigs he had developed for moving houses, began constructing enormous whimsical windmills in his yard. Yeah, outsiders began calling them whirligigs, but he clung to his preferred term, windmills. As word began to spread of Simpson's gargantuan windmills, people from across the region and nation dropped by regularly. The art world began to take notice and recognize his outsider folk art. Wow. 55-foot high whirligig, voted as the city's most beloved outdoor cultural landmark. In June of 2013, the North Carolina House and Senate recognized Simpson's contributions and designated Simpson's whirligigs as the official folk art of North Carolina. Right there. And there is Vola Simpson. Yeah, really cool. Really, really cool. And here's the timeline of Vola Simpson. When he was born, January 17th, 1919, he was in the military. He retired in 1985. And then the park began development in 2010. And then in May of 2013, he passed away at 94. Yeah, really cool. And I guess here you have like a touch screen. Very hard to see with the glare, but it tells you like things to see and do, restaurants, tours, hotels you can stay at, different events. Want to check that out, come out here to a little kiosk area. And there is Vola again with some of his contraptions. Really, really amazing. So yeah, like I said, this park is awesome. It's really cool to come out here like on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon for an hour or so. It won't take you very long to come out here and look at all of the artwork, but if you want to just come out here, they have different places you can sit, go grab lunch, come out here and just kind of admire all of the artwork and just enjoy a nice day, a nice leisurely day here in downtown Wilson. Yeah, I just really cannot get over these structures. They're just so amazing. I'm gonna come over here and check out these two airplanes real quick. Like the only things moving on the airplanes would be the propellers. Well, that one actually spins completely, a little bit. Really cool. Really freaking awesome. So I had a little snafu earlier with my car after filming at the Whirligig Park. I finished filming, went out to my car, getting ready to leave to head to my next location where I'm at now. But I got out to my car and I noticed that one of my front tires was flat. So I thought to myself, well, that's not good. Let me see if I have a spare tire. Went to my car in the back, looked, didn't find a spare tire. Don't know why there's not one back there. Tried to find a patch kit. I found a patch kit. I was gonna patch up my tire. Hopefully that would kind of get me to where I needed to go, and then maybe sometime later this week get it fixed. But the cut on my tire was on the side of it, and it was a pretty big gash. So patch kit would not work. So I had to call around for about 20, 30 minutes trying to find a tire repair shop. And luckily I found one about 1.5 miles away. So I had to kind of drive my car very, very slowly to the tire repair shop. And luckily they were able to fix my tire, well, replace the tire pretty much for free because I had coverage for the tire, I guess you would say. So I didn't pay really anything for the tire. They got me in and out with about 15, 20 minutes. Very, very quick service, very, very nice people. So I did tip them because they stayed open later than they should have been. So I really appreciate that. So if these guys are watching, I really appreciate it. You guys saved me a lot of headache, and not being stranded out in Wilson is a very good thing. So yeah, that's what I was dealing with for about an hour, hour and a half earlier. So, but I have now ventured out to a town called Littleton, and I wanted to come out here because there's a really cool place that I have kind of learned about over the years. I've seen other YouTubers out here, they've documented this place before, but it's a place that I've always wanted to come out here and look at, get inside, take a look at it, learn the history of it, see the museum. But I am here today. And today, like I said, I'm out here in Littleton and I'm at the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum. That's right. And over here, they have a really cool mural. If you can see, over here they have Sasquatch, Bigfoot, kind of hiding, lurking behind the trees. And then over here they have some alien dudes with the spaceships with the light beaming down. It says Medoc Mountain State Park. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Then over here you have like a little girl, you know, smiling, picking some flowers, having a good time. And you have a ghost poking out of a tombstone. Another ghost poking out a window of a house. Another Sasquatch. But yeah, Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum. I just went inside, met the owner of the place, really cool guy. He is going to give me a tour of the inside of the museum, talk about the history. This is going to be cool. This is going to be freaking amazing. But I want to show you guys the front of the place. Check this out. Really cool. Again, they have the spaceship over here sucking up, it looks like to be Sasquatch, I guess, and a random cow. And then over here, a couple more Sasquatches. This one's made out of wood though. And then right up here they have the sign, Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum. Open daily 1 to 6. There's their website and phone number if you want to contact them and come out here and check the place out. Yeah, this place has a lot of cute little trinkets. Got some socks. Got some alien socks right here. It's pretty cool. Got some shot glasses. Bigfoot. Sasquatch, it looks like. My mom thinks I'm special. Ride it like you stole it. Oh, they got some cool patches. Got the Jersey Double. At the Cryptozoology Tracking Society, extraterrestrials. Over here you have the Littleton, North Carolina Bigfoot print. Not sure if you can see it because of the glare. Kind of difficult to see that, but here you have some Bigfoot hair. That's crazy. Cool little artifacts and stuff they have here. It says here, suspicious hair found off Route 4. Not sure if you can see that very well. And they got a freaking jaw in here.
Listen, thanks for watching these things. We're going to do lots of little short videos like this, bring you back the best of the best of everything we've been doing along the years. And there's so much stuff. Every time I dig through the computers, we find more.
George's Lucky Print.
I just wanted to bring you
Medoc Mountain State Park.
I think they're pretty creepy. What do you think? Thanks for watching. Don't forget
First suspicious print cast by the Barcello family. Skunk ape hair sample. Wow. That was found in Sarasota, Florida. Yeah, this place is incredible. This place is so awesome. They have like this, I don't know what kind of mask that would be. Pretty cool though. And here you have the nun mask up here.
Brian, good to meet you. Nice to meet you. So this is the place, huh? This is the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum. I've read all about it online.
You got some camping gear down here. If you want to come out here and go camping, got some gear here.
They actually see a giant hairy man. What's it look like? Basically, most of their scene is sort of like that. They're seeing a large.
You got some aliens.
What they're seeing here is jet black, long hair, 4 to 6 inches long.
It's like something out of Ghostbusters that they would catch the ghost in.
Forgive me if I sound a little like a rookie, but it's
And again, another Ouija board.
no, not necessarily. Basically, you give them a wide berth. Now, these are creatures we believe that move in pods. They have family groups.
You got some paranormal equipment.
But the hair consistency is jet black, long hair.
Very cool. Is there anywhere we could check this out?
Oh, I'd love to take it.
Guess this was like a shadow figure that they caught.
Sightings coming out of there just recently.
I'm excited to learn more.
Let's head out. I'll show
Yeah,
you.
the Lakeland Theater shadow person.
If I was going to go hunt Bigfoot, that is the card.
That's what you want to use, because at least if he hits it, you're not going to know.
Right there,
Actually, this side
the
looks
Lakeland
like he already did.
Theater shadow person.
Unfortunately, not the a little bit of everything.
Here you have the haunted dolls.
Measurements, so tape measures.
Do not
Most
open.
important stuff's going to be your casting material.
It's not Annabelle,
Let's we find some footprints.
Right, so we can cast
but apparently it's haunted.
we have an evidence kit too that we're going to bring.
It says here,
Hair.
1967 Miss Beasley doll.
We just want to have some of the basics there.
They were given the doll by a family who had collected the Miss Beasley doll as a nostalgia piece at a yard sale. They brought the doll home, and the problem started. They left the doll on a small table as a decoration, however they kept coming in to find the doll moved.
Now, the closest I got was something distant happening.
Sometimes it was laying down, sometimes it was turned backwards, and on one memorable occasion its head was turned to face the door, so it was staring at whoever entered the room. Then you had the sad clown doll. It was donated by a local. Said he would wake up screaming every night, not remembering the dream, but convinced he was going to die. These terrors plagued him for over a year, but as he got older, the night terrors eventually went away. Jeez. Never would think that little dolls like this, little cute dolls like this would ever cause and wreak so much havoc. Crazy. And this is the clown that gave night terrors its eye and mouth move in the reflection. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Look. It's like he's looking at us. Creepy. Creepy. It is a little creepy, though. These are some cool signs, some cool metal signs right here.
Big ones. Big ones, yeah. That is a big tree.
I like that. I like that one right there. Kind of reminds me of 28 Days and 28 Weeks Later. Pretty cool. And yeah, these creepy dolls. Oh, there's that clown right there. The one that would kind of look at you in the reflection. Let's see if it works.
But, you know, spending the day with you, going to your museum, I was a skeptic before all this. Like
I don't know.
it's fun to believe that there might be something else out there.
Still creepy though. This is the haunted Appalachian doll. People feel nauseated, lightheaded, disoriented, and disturbed in general, even if they do not know she is in the same room. Touching her is considered extremely bad luck. Well, I don't need any more of that. So, will not be any touching this doll.
And that's exactly what happened today. Now, I am...
Man, what the heck is this? This is like some voodoo stuff right here, like a monkey head. Yeah, so this guy has a lot of cool memorabilia, cool artifacts, cool photos, good history, famous fakes. What the heck, man? That is so freaking crazy, creepy, crazy, weird looking. That'd be a pretty cool Halloween decoration, like out in your front yard. That would be cool. You got a cross and some crystals on top. I don't know, but this place is freaking amazing. I love it here. Really, really dig this place. I can be in here for hours, just looking around, looking at all the cool little trinkets and artifacts and reading the history of this place. This place is amazing, amazing. I really, really like these nun masks up here. Really amazing. Look at this. Look at that. That's freaky. That's creepy. Creepy. Oh, they even have some Ranger Ready Taking insect spray. They have everything for your camping needs over here. Even have a little light. Man, this is cool. This place is amazing. Amazing.
This museum started about 8-9 years ago. I used to be a journalist, New York Daily News. I came down to North Carolina, escaping New York, high taxes, a dying newspaper business. I want to look at a semi-retire. My plan was to kind of travel and just shoot documentaries and stuff of that sort. Came down and started hearing about people actually having Bigfoot sightings in the area in real time, which I did do a documentary upstate New York for the Daily News up in Whitehall, New York. Paul Bartholomew wrote a book, but that was back in the Abear Road sighting back in the 70s. So I come down here and these people actually, I'm interviewing people that had a sighting that morning. So after doing interview after interview, we got more and more media attention. You can see we have MTV, Travel Channel, NPR, PBS. So quite a bit of activity coming through. In the process of doing this, we were getting a lot of attention locally and international. The town commissioners kind of said, listen, you know, they were kind of concerned about me putting this town on the map with Bigfoot. I explained to them it's a positive thing. If you have the world's best melons become the melon capital of the world, well, you've got active Bigfoot sightings. So as you can see my election sign, I actually ran for office. So I actually got voted in twice. I was commissioner and mayor for a while, mayor pro tem, and then the mayor stepped down, so I filled the position. We worked with the town. We actually kind of helped put the town on the map, working with the Fitz Foundation, bringing in brewery, school, bistro, mercantile mart, coffee shop, wine shop. I mean, you name it. Just all kinds of stuff coming in. So it was a very positive thing for the town. They finally had some real tourism, even though it was kind of a niche tourism, kind of unusual. It's bringing people in. And as you can see from like the book where people sign in, we get people from other countries. So that's basically how it kind of started.
And so you charge for admission for the museum?
Yep, we usually hit $5 a person. We usually don't charge for kids. And that's just basically, especially we get people that come in, especially like rainy days from the lake and stuff, and they're not into this, they're looking for just something to do. So it just helps us keep the lights on, That's the bottom line, just trying to... not go bankrupt.
Right. Yep.
So it's seasonal primarily. We are a tourist attraction, so we rely on people coming off I-95. And the fact that we've been on all these TV shows and, you know, the media attention we get, that helps us. That brings people, and we end up being that, you know, on that bucket list when people are traveling.
So do you do like tours around the area?
We actually take people out bigfooting, but right now the place we go is Medoc Mountain State Park. The campsites are closed, so we can't right now until they reopen. They're renovating everything. We can't do that right now. Plus, I'm busy here. I'm running the place myself, and so I can't. It's hard for me to get out, even for my YouTube channel, to travel. I have to sneak out in the middle of the week, and then sure as heck, you know how it is. Someone calls you like, "I'm in front of the museum," and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man, I'm not even in town. You know. And so we do the best we can, just trying to be open and get everything.
So typically for your channel, what do you do on there?
A little bit of everything. Actually, I've been doing some weather chasing. I like to do that. So it's kind of like things on my bucket list. But basically, a lot of paranormal investigations, go to haunted locations. If someone's had a sighting, UFO, Bigfoot, or anything, I'll go interview them and then try to follow up on it. A little bit of mix everything. Mostly stuff that ties into here. But I was a journalist, so you'll see a serial killing wall in the back. I'm supposed to partner with another journalist to write a book. We've got a bunch of other stuff, so I've got a lot of irons in the fire, so I'm open to do pretty much anything. And I'm not trying to spread myself too thin. I mean, I've had a lot of YouTubers come through and say, why the heck are you doing this when you've been a journalist and done these crazy stories? Why don't you do stuff on that? So I'm probably going to lean more towards doing some of that, talking about those things. Although I've kind of left the area, I'm down here, so I'll probably do kind of a combination of both.
What's the most interesting case that you've done around
The
here?
serial killing one's a pretty good one. Like if you come around here, I mean,
Serial
you can
killer.
see some of the stuff here. This is Madonna tracking her down after she got thrown from a horse. John Gotti Jr. I mean, so I did real stories. I mean, I have tons and tons of covers. So I've been doing still photography, videography, and towards the end there, we didn't even have the reporters on the long house. Once you get the camera on your shoulder, you know how it is. You're asking the questions. Who needs a reporter? This document was found on Rex Harriman's computer. He talks about disposing of the bodies, how to pick up the sex workers he was killing. So it's just a creepy, creepy story. I mean, I used to go drinking with Jimmy Burke, the chief of police. He went to federal prison.
Wow.
Johnny Ray, the lawyer, I got him to do pro bono work.
Activities. This is a place we gotta look into. It's just amazing.
So I did real news.
And these are like missing people?
These are all sex workers who were found dead and disposed of.
Wow. Wow.
This is Mayor Gilbert, Shannon Gilbert's mom. She used to come by the house. My ex-wife used to bake cookies and stuff. And I got, like I said, I got Johnny Ray to help do some pro bono work. She was unfortunately killed by this daughter later. It's a psychotic episode, just stabbed mom over 200 times.
Wow.
It's very horrific. It's one of those stories that just won't stop. You know?
Jeez.
But we have caskets in here that have been donated to us. All kinds of haunted dolls. I mean, just an array of things. This hay crane, someone actually hung themselves from it. We were called in to remove it. You can read the story here. So.
Wow. Now, do you have like any artifact that's demon possessed in here?
No, I wouldn't.
Nothing
say
like that.
So. I'm not much on the super demon thing. I'll leave that to some of the other paranormal guys that like to go down that thing. We've got some things that are dark. I mean, plus we smudge every day in here too, so we do take our own safety seriously in here.
Yeah, I know, because I follow Ryan Buell on Facebook, and I know that they're taking the Annabelle doll around like the different, I don't know if it's like conventions or events or whatever. So I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. So
It's basically very similar to this one here. It's a Raggedy Ann doll. So any doll can be considered a vessel. I'm happy to see Ryan coming back into the paranormal world.
wow, look at that.
When I was up north, I mean, then again, I'm, Long Island, New York, there were no Bigfoot sightings there. We're lucky to see squirrels. Like I said, the one documentary I did was upstate New York with Bigfoot. And now we've got more into the ufology stuff, and that's become super popular with Congress talking about it. That's probably the hardest thing to research, though. I mean, it's one thing to go interview people if you've had a sighting. It's another thing to try to document something yourself. You have to put, even like the thermal image I got, which I'll show you. of a Bigfoot. I mean, that took a lot of time. I put a lot of boots on the ground. I'm constantly out as much as I can. But for ufology, it's even harder. I mean, what I'd like to do if I stay here is get a camera, a couple of night cameras, just constantly looking at the sky here. Because one thing we don't have here is we have like no light pollution, as opposed to where I came from in New York, or if you go down to Raleigh or something.
Yeah, bigger
like
city.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The image I actually got of a Bigfoot at Medoc Mountain State Park. I actually took this. I have a whole series of images. This is the one clean one when no trees are in the way. This thing's at least 8.5 foot tall. I can actually bring you to the location, show you the spot where I got it. This thing moved across the bluff on the top. I could hear something moving, and then I was using a parabolic dish. Then at the time, I only had a flare scope. Basically, at that point, I was actually looking with the scope. I could see something white hot. I'm thinking deer, bear, or something like that. And as it walked across, I could see between the trees it was bipedal, humanoid. I'm going like, who the heck's out at this hour of the morning with no headlamp on, walking through the forest? And as you can see with a thermal camera, it easily shows clothes. Like if I put a thermal camera, I'd be able to see your belt line, even though it's under your shirt and stuff like that. But here, this doesn't have any of that. So as I told PBS in one of the interviews, this is either a really big naked camper or it's a Bigfoot. So this is the lucky catch. This is kind of my Mona Lisa.
Got a ghost hunting basket for 85 bucks.
Yeah, we switched the baskets up. They're still set up for Easter. So I got to pull the ears out and make them standard baskets, and Christmas baskets. But we have unique stuff, selling the ghost meters, ghost hunting equipment, the parabolic dishes, pendulums.
Got a Bigfoot mold right there.
I got this ghost cat. It was a documentary I did for the Daily News again. I was up at the Shanley Hotel, not the Stanley, it's the Shanley, upstate New York. And I went up there, and I had a really cool boss who's, I was at a Christmas party. We were talking about doing these things. So he comes up to me at the bar and goes, I was telling the boss how you're into the paranormal. I go, why the hell would you tell her that? It's killed my credibility. So I sat down with Gretchen. She was really cool. And she says, why don't we do something with this? Anyway, I started pitching some stories. So I get a little budget and a little bit of time allotment, 3 days at most, and go out and do these things. Well, and I go up to the Shanley Hotel, and we get all kinds of stuff. We got some footsteps. We had some weird noises. We got a lot of interviews with Sal, the owner, and some other people. And just kind of did our own investigation. I always like doing my own. I found if I brought a paranormal group in, they felt like they had to give us something. So if we don't get anything, we don't get anything. That's fine. I mean, that's ghost hunting. Most of the time you don't. Well, I ended up catching this ghost cat. So I got to show you. I didn't even know anything about a cat dying at the place. But after I get it, I send it to Sal. Sal goes, I can't believe you caught my cat. I said, what cat? And then he tells me the story about his cat dying. You got to see this thing.
This is a really, really cool place. Got a Ouija board down there.
And all this stuff's on the YouTube channel. So I won't play the whole thing. I'm going to fast forward. So this is the Shanley Hotel, upstate New York.
And
What I get is going
I
from
had a
this room
cat
to the other.
for close to 13, 14 years. And when I had lived in the other house, I used to let the cat out at night, and the cat would come back during the day. But when I moved into the hotel, the cat refused to go out. And I couldn't get the cat to come into my apartment. For some reason, the cat wouldn't come into that room. And the minute I bring it into the room, she'd take right out the door. So I started feeding her outside in the hallway. And she would roam the building. Then after a while, she started going up to the 3rd floor. And she would come down to the 2nd floor, she would eat, and she'd go back up to the 3rd floor. Then after a couple of months, she refused to come down off the 3rd floor. And she would stay in Claire's room. And we picked up an EVP one night of Claire saying that it was her cat.
Now watch this hallway here. This thing crosses across.
Oh yeah, I do
Is
see
that
it.
crazy? It's like the ass end of a cat. And that's the room where the cat was found dead.
Huh. Wow. All right, wow. This place is freaking amazing. Definitely come out here to Littleton, North Carolina to visit the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum. This place will blow you away. The history, the artifacts in there, everything top notch. The owner, Steve, did not have to take the time out of his evening to show me around and talk about all the history here of this place, but he did that. Thank you, man. It was amazing. If I'm ever out here again, I will be stopping by and paying him a visit again. I had a great time in there. A little spooky, but definitely right up my alley. So again, Steve, thank you so much for the tour, all the history, getting to know you on a personal level. Really, really good time today. All right, so I made it over to downtown Littleton, not too far from the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum, probably half a mile, if that. But I drove by here earlier on my way over there, and I wanted to come back over here to look at the downtown area because something about small towns that really just kind of give me peace and happiness. I guess because I grew up in a small town. But the big city life, not for me. But small towns like this, little quaint towns, are just amazing. You can see it's not a very big downtown area. It's like a little stretch of road with some businesses on each side. But other than that, it's pretty much about it. They even have a clothing and thrift store, Union Mission, touching the Roanoke Valley with love. Man, just an amazing night. Feels amazing out. Love, love, love this quaint little town of Littleton. I could probably live here, actually. Over here you have a really cool church. Here you have the Main Street Mercantile. Well, I want to come over here and look at this mural that I saw driving by. Right here behind me, got a kid playing, jumping in the lake. But it says, Historic Littleton, Gateway to Beautiful Lake Gaston. Really cool mural. Yeah, I just wanted to come over here, check this out. Oh, there's actually, I was going to do my outro right there, but there is actually, looks like a Navy Army surplus store possibly. Oh no, I thought it was a Navy Army surplus store, but it is actually a Veterans Museum. I did not know this was here. I was in the Navy, so this would be a pretty cool place to come and visit at some point. I will come back out here and visit this place, but check it out. Yeah, the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and the Space Force. Wow, Space Force. Right here. Roanoke Valley Veterans Museum. All right, this is freaking cool. I'm gonna have to come back here and visit this. Got the Proclamation, Independence Day weekend, Roanoke Valley Veterans Museum. Yeah. Sorry we're closed, please come again. I will come back, definitely will come back. Hours of operation, Friday 10 a.m. to 4, Sunday 1 to 4. The Air Force, and you have the Navy, the USN. It looks like a Master Chief. Yeah, really, really cool. So I will come back out here again at some point and visit this Veterans Museum. That would be pretty cool, really cool. But again, right over here, I'm on the backside of downtown Littleton. Again, very, very small town. Only a few businesses. And like I said, most are already closed 5, 6 p.m. on a Saturday. Because again, small towns don't really have a bustling lifestyle. You might have like 1 or 2 bars open. Other than that, it's pretty much it when it comes to the nightlife in a small town. Right over here, you have the Village Market. Yeah, I'm gonna come back out here again at some point, for sure. But I'm gonna end my video here for today, right here at the Roanoke Valley Veterans Museum. I had an absolute blast today. Other than my car having the tire issue, which luckily got fixed with no problems. Didn't cost me any money, just a tip. And I was back on the road, so thank God that was just it. There was nothing else major wrong with my car. So did not want to be stranded in Wilson, being far from home. That would not have been good. So again, this is so freaking cool. So again, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it as always. If you could, give the video a like. Also, drop a comment below and subscribe to me, Josh on Location. I'd love to have you watching future videos that I do. Again, I have some cool things planned in the next coming months. You will not want to miss those videos. Will be pretty freaking cool. But yeah, again, had a great day. A lot of driving, but that's what you have to do if you want to see roadside attractions and oddities. You got to get out there, drive a little, but good things can come out of it. Make a new friend, fellow YouTuber. Pretty cool. All right, got to drive home, long drive home. But again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. All right, so I made the lengthy commute back home. Just wanted to showcase what I picked up at the museum. I guess you would call this bonus footage. You can see here I picked up a t-shirt. It says Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum, Littleton, North Carolina. Yeah, the Sasquatch or Bigfoot right there. Love that logo. And Steve also threw in a pack of cards and a couple of stickers. That was really nice of him. I really appreciate that. And if you want, follow his YouTube channel. Just scan that QR code right there. Take you right to it. And this is also his other contact information, his website, Facebook, email address, as well as the address to the museum. Stephen Barcello, or Barcello. Yeah, really awesome stuff. All right, that's it.